Hey, what's up, guys? Today we're gonna be here with a different video. We're gonna be doing a 90s tutorial of all different 90s, pretty much all of them. There's more I bet I could think of eventually, but it doesn't really matter. But first, I should probably show you my settings when I do this. I use no, mind you, this is with a scuff with extended things, but I'll do this. I might do this on a standard controller, PS4 controller too. See if I can do them on that too. 90X sensor, 84Y sensor, 22 that, but my build sensor is a 178 too. This is for console. I mean, you can use this on PC if you want to see the different types, but it's gonna help more with this. I'm gonna go over to my combat controls. I used it pretty much the same as Builder Pro, except for my edit, which is going to be my right joystick. Actually, I need to set this to crouch real quick. But right joystick is edit. So we can get into this. I use Builder Pro, as you can see down there. Standard. What I'll start it with is probably the 90s. You probably see this kind of 90 most commonly / most often. It's just normally the easiest 90 to do. And how you do this 90 is when you build a ramp, you build a wall. You make sure that you got all those walls. You can do this faster, of course. Floor, then jump for that. And you can kind of, slowly get used to it. And then you got that kind of 90, and that's pretty much how I hold my fingers when I do a 90 is I have my right finger on, or my left index on my ramp, my right index on my wall, and I shift up to get to my floor. Enough about that. The big thing is that's one of the types of 90. Let me show you another very common. It's this kind of. It's kind of the same as that one, but it's a little different. You see how there's no wall right here? This one you don't place down that fourth wall. This is more if you're doing 90s and you don't have, a big amount of space, or you're not very good with, that one. You try that one, it's a little bit faster. I'll do the same ones on the left because you just same technique, except for this time you come over to the left. And everything's the same, it's just you come over to the left. Same with the other one. Oops, that was my fault. Drop down. I'm gonna show you another one. You see a lot of pro players using these kinds of 90s, except for Tfue. But you see, you see a Mongol. These kinds of 90s. And this one is where you do the same thing as that one, except for instead of coming around, you go that way. So you start here, you do that, then you place your forward. Kind of like that. Same with some people. I don't have the easiest time doing that kind of 90 because it's not the one I'm most familiar with. I'm most familiar with that first one. And there's another one. And it's the same way. Oh my gosh. The same way on the left. I'm really bad at the left kind for some reason on that one. Oh, because I've never done it before. That was my first ever doing it on that one. But then you've got this kind of 90. You won't see this one as much unless you're, watching certain players. that would. Well, this isn't gonna just 90. It's gonna be. You can see this. This one, if you get it down right, it's the least mat consuming, and it also can be the fastest. If you get it down, the most mat consuming is this, but it's most protected, most easy to do. The second least most mat consuming is this one. Actually, no, that's the third least. It's second. That doesn't take very much. I'm talking about this one. I cannot do this. Sometimes I can do it, but just not today for some reason. That one's the second highest. Same as the first one, just a little different. And then of course, you know, that is the least crack. And before you comment down below, or comment down, you should, whatever you want to comment, something about the video, something I messed up, or something I should have done. But if you're like, wait, but 90s aren't the only ramp rush that it's common now. There's 180s too, and then there's probably other forms of 90s I just know. And before you say that, I know. That's why this is going to be covering 180s. What I did right there is the 180 that I would consider more like a 90 because of how it works. It's kind of like this 90, but instead of going every 90 degrees, it goes every 180 degrees, which of course you're going to expect. You honestly don't think I would clickbait for kind of. And most people are gonna be like, well, it's easy. I can easily do 190 of any of these, but I can't do 2. How could I help? How could you help me do 2? How I do 2 or up to 4 is hug this wall, hug it. And don't let go of it. Hug it like you're hugging your mom. Not actually, but you know what I mean, I think. I hope. But hug it until you get up there and you'll bounce off this wall. I mean, you'll bounce off it, you'll be right next to it. I've been practicing my edit. Gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm such a bot at editing. There we go. I was wondering where my editing skills kick in. But it's pretty easy to do it like that. To do a double like this kind of 90 is similar. How you do is you make sure you're always trying to get as close, always have your thing forward, going for that thing, and then you'll eventually end up probably doing 180 at the end. But it's always, you know, it helps me a little bit when I do this kind of 90s. And then the other 90s, same thing as the first one. Hug that wall. You know, always helps to hug it. Hug it as tight as you can, pretty much. If you don't, well, if you hug it too tight, you'll get, you know, like won't work right. But back to 180. There's of course this 180, which you can keep going like this for, or you can go. I don't do it the second way that I showed you. I just thought it would be interesting to show you that way, because it's possible to do it that way. But then there's the more prominent one that one's more prominent now, but this one used to be the best way to. So if you're, you know, doing this kind of stair ring brush, you know, you do your nice little pyramid at it, and you want to do. This is similar to what I do. Normally I place a wall there, and sometimes I even place a wall there, depending on, you know, how. But that's pretty much the gist of that one. You know, you can do the same thing. I practice it by having and then editing a cone and then do it like that. And then I always do that kind of ramp rush after. I'll run and then do this ramp rush. The one where there's a ramp underneath that misses there. But we don't talk about that one. That one's the misfit one. And I didn't do it very top, but I never really do one. I mean, it's pretty simple to do 90s and stuff. It's the same thing for all materials. Well, there is one thing about you need to know about 90s too. 90s and 180s. If you're camping in, or you build up your 90s and you're sitting right here, always remember if you're getting blasted from the front and you have, you know, your friend right there, you can always edit a window and pop through that window. I'll show you again. It works with both kinds of things. Like, I got my friend right there. I can edit, pop through there, land on his platform, and I'm not getting as laser now. And another thing when you're doing 180s, you can do the same thing. 180 is pretty much a 90, but instead of the ramp going that direction or this that direction or this direction, but it's pretty much the same thing. Instead of the ramp going that way or this way, it's going this way or this way, depending on which direction you did it. But it's pretty cool. It's always good to know, you know. Can you do a double 180 of this? Sure you can. It's just weird because it uses more math than anything else I know how to use. I mean, it can get you pretty fast high ground if you get good at them. It's really not that hard to do 90s and such. And, well, you know what? I'm gonna help you guys out with your editing too. It's something that I've been practicing with. If you see, standardly you have O here. You know, if you're using Builder Pro, you have an O. But I use, I'm gonna show you again, custom controls. So everything's the same except for that's my repair button. You know, this isn't switch mode and edit. You know, this is unbound because I don't like that stupid quad-com crap. You know, inventory, same. Everything's the same except for this is crouch and this is edit. A lot of people say use this as edit and keep this as crouch. I changed it because this is actually a little bit more helpful to me. I'm able to hit more shots, and when I hit a headshot and they were shooting at my head, I can duck down fast enough that they won't hit me and I'll still hit the headshot or the body shot or whatever I was gonna hit. You know, of course, everything's standard here too, except for, you know, that's kind of extra. Repair, of course, same, and you know, everything's gonna be the same, but just that, I mean, should probably say that. But yeah, you got map. I do not play claw, by the way. So if you ever need to show anybody, you know, that can non-claw players actually do good in Fortnite? Yes, they really can. Yes, I do use a scuff, but that I don't use the back battles as much as people think you would. That was weird. I just stuttered. Wood. You know, edit, and I'll show you why I used it. Before with O, I could only do this edit. I could do it like this, but I still. And by the way, about this too, when I edit something, anything, my O is still confirmed, and also my reset's a little bit different. My reset is square because that allows me. So if I need to reset something really fast, or like this, like if I build this and I do this, okay, I can reset that wall faster. But the biggest thing about, you know, the pyramid edit, I like the pyramid edit, and it's a good edit, especially if you're still a player, you can do it like this, without, yeah, I got it. That sometimes happens, though. So what I can do now, though, with this edit, is I can build up. We don't talk about how that happens a little bit, though, with this. If I edit that. But, place down. You know what I'm trying to do, I think. I'm just honest a lot. There we go. And then I do, you know, 180 like that. Start building back up. Do a 90. Go out, do a 90 back. And I do this a lot. Yes, I might not be pushing forward at all, but I went up 2 blocks for a pretty simple thing. But this is honestly not that hard anymore if I can not screw it up all the time. That would be great. I screwed it up there just again. There we go. You know, so that's about it for the tutorial. Kind of tutorial. It's really not that much of a tutorial. Say it was, it would be, you know, and that's a kind of another way that you can do it. You can always also, I almost forgot to go over something. There is a 180 that you can do it. This was back in the day when I first started doing this kind of. I started doing this kind of 180 back in season 5. I started this back in season 4, I think. You know, you do your floor ramp wall, and then you do. No, not that, but do your floor ramp wall up. Do that kind of thing. That's kind of evolved into kind of a 90, if you know how to do 90 that way. That's how I kind of do my 90. But you know, it's not really that hard if you use certain controls. Practice a lot, you know, always be always want to get better. Always get better, you know. I could always improve on my edits, but I'm improving my this, and you can even do when doing this. You can do that. I just that was edited. I edited it. It was like this. I edited it back to that and edited it again. And that's kind of dumb, but it helps. And it. But I guess I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.
I like to sing.